Hey, it's Anthony Gucciardi, and I want to talk about the only true way to achieve and exceed your goals and why many of us fail biochemically and psychologically. And it really has to do with a simple concept that you're going to think is silly, but when you apply it to your own life and we enhance it over and over again, like those cheesy CSI shows, enhance the image. We're going to enhance it over and over again and explain to you the only way to achieve your goals. So first I'm going to give you an example of necessity versus desire. And you probably understand the roots of those words pretty simply, right? Necessity means you need it, and desire means you want it, but it's not a necessity. And I'm going to give you this example. I walk into a grocery store right now. I ate about an hour or two ago. I'm not super hungry, but I see a bag of chips, and biochemically in my brain, I see a bag of chips and I know what they taste like. They have salt, they have sugar, they have massive amounts of carbohydrates, they have additives and stuff that trick my body biochemically into thinking that I need them because it believes that we have a surplus of grains and vegetables but a lack of sugar and lack of carbohydrates, and I need those things to get energy, right? But let's say a homeless person who hasn't eaten in 3 to 4 days theoretically walks into the same store at the same time and sees the same bag of chips. His reception to this, his reticular activation of all of this, is going to be that there's a bag of chips, I need it right away, I'm starving, I'm potentially going to die, and if I don't get these chips now, something bad's going to happen. He might go as far, obviously, to steal the bag of chips, or he might even push someone out of the way and grab the chips and walk out the door. He might even evade law enforcement, right? It's purely because of his situation. And that's a real situation that you can use to understand how to artificially put your brain in a situation of complete power and ability to reach your goals. What I mean by that is you can choose to be in a state of necessity at all times for certain things versus desire. And what that means is it's very simple. Some people call it emotional leverage, and this is the main takeaway of this video. When the option of failing is harder to accept than the pain of achieving your goal is the only way you will achieve your goal, period. That's why you have so many people that get 400, 500, 600 pounds, and the whole entire way, it was just easier for them to eat the bad food over and over again. But once they finally get to 400 pounds, 500 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever, the failure is more painful than the success. Right? The possibility of dying of a heart attack or the possibility for the homeless person of starving over facing issues with punching people in the face or stealing the chips is harder to accept. It is harder to accept than the actual completion and the struggle and the challenge of that goal. If it means starting a business and you have a nice little comfy job, you make X amount a year, but you always wanted to start that business, you always had passion for that business, well, you can still go home. You know, if it fails, who cares, right? I'm not saying you should quit your job and start your business. You should probably do that. But I'm telling you that if you artificially put your state of mind into that paradigm of the homeless man, which you can do, that is the only way you'll achieve your goals. When the issue of a failure is harder than the struggle of completion is the only way. And you do this all the time, you just don't realize it. I encourage you to learn about putting yourself in an artificial state of necessity for whatever that means for you. If it means eating better, thinking as if you were already super overweight and unhealthy, right? Or what's ultimately going to happen, because that is the true way, the only way to adapt and prove to your mind that it's the best decision to make and achieve your goals. I'm Anthony Gucciardi, and this is absolutely essential information in my opinion, and I hope it makes sense to you. If you add this to your daily routine, it will drastically improve and change your life.